Updates soll die Stand sein.
Welcome guys, I'm here at the Swiss National Championship and there's Robin Bachofner who reached top 8 today.
Hey guys.
So what deck did you play today?
I played pure Burning Abyss with a cool tech.
Yeah, we will see that right in a minute. Why did you decide to play Burning Abyss?
Well, I went to this tournament and it was just like, if you get second or last place, it's basically the same. Nationals is like, you have to win them to get the honor of the tournament. Like, topping isn't that special. So I wanted to play a deck that is consistent enough to play the 13 rounds. And Cosmo is pretty good if you start with like the Wombo combos, but it struggles against Monarchs. Monarchs is also almost unbeatable if they start with like the Aether, Stormwolf and everything, but it bricks way too much. And Pendulum was just like no option. So I decided to play Burning Abyss because deck basically never bricks. Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into the deck profile.
Start with the good Burning Abyss, 1 Graph, 2 Seer, 3 Storms, nothing special. 3 Farfas. It's like if you're playing pure Burning Abyss, concentrating poorly on just on Beatrice, you need 3 in my opinion. And it's also really it's necessary for the combo, which I will show later. 3 Leech. The card is pretty good in the Cosmo matchup to force them that they use their pilots. So you can just make your plays, don't have to be afraid of the Dark Destroyer or anything like that. 3 Levics. They were okay. The problem is in the deck that if you have Beatrice on the field, basically every Burning Abyss monster in your hand, you can't summon them because they destroy themselves if you don't have Rhino. So I played 3 Levics to get around this restriction. They were okay. 3 Calcups. It's basically I played 3 of 2 reasons. One is in the side deck, which I will show later, where it's important that the card has 1400 attack. And the other one is like, if you have Twin Twister against the mice decks, you just can bounce like, get away 3 cards off his back row, so that's pretty cool. 2 Barbars, it has 1/7, so it's kind of big. Burn damage was okay this weekend, especially against Cosmo. I think most of the games, it was like a life point challenge. It was like almost against every Cosmo behind a card advantage, but it was never really, I never wanted to win because of card advantage, just because if he goes for the combo, he pays like 4000 life points, and so you're not that far away. Just go for a game with Nightmare Shark, Barbar or something like that. Yeah, so that's 2 Barbar and 1 Rubik, just because it's tuner. It's okay. I considered playing a second one, but I think 1 is enough. Then 1 Tour Guide, it's obvious. 1 Crane. Crane was pretty good this weekend. I didn't like it before, but I play also mainly for the extra deck combo. And it's just sometimes good that you don't have to take back a Sur with your Dante, so you can just like recycle extra deck cards with Dante and then getting back Sur with Crane. So you're still in the game with this Sur. It was okay. And 2 Rhinos. I don't like 3, it's just a normal summon, and 4 are already a lot. And then you even have stuff like Sur and Graph, which is most of the time also a normal summon, or you use them as normal summons to get their effects. Yeah, so 2 is enough. Then 3 Maxis. Best hand trap at the moment. Yeah, I would probably consider to play Whaler. It was like against a lot of decks. I had these 2 Rhinos. If I opened like double Rhino, every time I hoped it was a Whaler. And also, I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference in that. It's just like Vader can stop plays, and Rhino's like, okay, I can do play or small plays. And the worst part about Rhino, I got that like Friday evening. If you have a Rhino on field and another Burning Abyss monster beside it, and if they attack Rhino, there's a point where Rhino is basically destroyed, but still on the field, so its effect doesn't apply anymore. So all your Burning Abyss monsters dies. That's also pretty bad. So yeah. Then for
about the monster, why didn't you play the Speedroids?
the thing about the Speedroid was, on one hand, I drew Takenwork way too often, but the main reason was like they're not Burning Abyss monsters. I think someone in a Yu-Gi-Oh forum, he made some calculations about Speedroids, if it's better to have Burning Abyss monster in the hand or Speedroids, and like 30% of the hands, it's better to have two Burning Abyss monsters, and just like 10% it's better to have Speedroids. And it's not necessary to have this +1, in my opinion. It's like okay, but you don't need it if it gives you brick cards into the deck. So yeah. Then for spells, I played Foolish Burial, like another Burning Abyss monster. Raigeki was okay, especially if you're playing like this pure attack BA. Sometimes it helps to, especially against Monarchs, it's pretty good. Then Double Allure to get into your spell and trap removal basically against all the macro decks. 2 Twin Twisters and 2 MSTs. I didn't like 3 Twin Twisters because if you're opening double Twin Twister, you're basically playing with 1 or 2 cards, depending if you go first or second. And as you have just like 8 good discard targets with Graph, 3 Skarm, 2 Sir, and 2 Rhinos. Well, it's even 7. No, it's 8. And it's just like not worth, in my opinion, especially as the most cards that are annoying for you are Domain and maybe Modros. And against Cosmos, sometimes you just set Modro and they have the field spell Cosmotown, and you don't want to destroy Cosmotown. That's just stupid. Like, I liked it much more. I would even consider to play 3 MSTs and 1 Twin Twister. And then like Soul Charge, not too much to say about it. Soul Charge, still the best card in the game. And then 3 Cattle Calls. So basically, Cattle Calls says that you can tribute a Winged Beast, Beast or Beast Warrior monster you control. Then you special summon 1 monster with the same type, original type from your extra deck, and it can attack. Its effects are negated and it's destroyed during the end phase. Basically, not that great. If you have, so basically it's the combo card that you need. You need a Farfa or a way to get Farfa and another monster, like normally a BA. So you just normal summon Farfa, special summon the other BA. You go into number 49, Melody something, don't know English name. Then you use the Cattle Call, you tribute it, send a card, send everything to the graveyard, and summon the what's the English name? Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. It basically is like an Apocryph for towers. It says that it's unaffected by any other card effects. And because of Cattle Call, its effects are negated, so you just use Farfa on it to banish it, and in the end phase it returns and is unaffected by everything. And I made the decision to play that. Shoutouts to Lukas Runnecker at this point. Cosmo don't have a good out on that, because I was expecting that most of them are not playing Planet, because Planet bricks. And Burning Abyss also has like absolutely no out on it, and Monarchs, I think they just have Domain, but as I expect a lot of XYZ Monarchs, I just can set down the MSTs and Twin Twisters, and if they try to run over it, just MST their domain, and because it's the only one, it's most of the time games, because they don't want to recycle the domain. Like, that's stupid, but if they go idea loop and everything. So it was okay. I summoned it like 5 or 6 times. It still got destroyed half of the times because like every Cosmo I played Planet in the main deck. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, but I still won all the games where I summoned it. Yeah. Then that's it basically for the main deck. 40 cards. Then side extra.
Yeah, as you want.
So extra, just go with these 2 guys. Also, a good part about this card is in the timeout, which came up really often. You just can summon it. He needs to summon like 3 monsters to get over it, and if he can't, you just get his 500 life points. And also with cards like Barbar, you're in a pretty good spot if you get into the timeout. Then like the normal stuff, 3 Pietris, nothing to say about it. Like best extra deck monster at the moment. 3 Dantes, the 1 Virgil, and 1 Pilgrim.
How often were the Dantes banished by the New Hampshire Cherry
I
Blossom?
think like 3 times. Well, once it was the first one resolved. He drew a Cherry Blossom as 6th card and banished it afterwards, the 2 other ones. But you basically just need 1 for the Beatrice combos, as you just get to attach it, send Sir, special back Dante, get Sir back to the hand, then next turn just discard it to summon Beatrice and stuff like that. 1 is enough. Basically, if they would put like Dante on 1 on the battle list, it would be still playable. Yeah. And the other 2 times was against Cosmo, and they made like their combos so they were low on life, and it's still winnable like this if they're low on life. With Barbar, Nightmare Shark and stuff like that. Then Nightmare Shark, like 1 is enough. Probably you could play 2, but I felt like I need other cards in the extra deck, which now I would say they're totally unnecessary. But yeah, then 1 Gramples. This one I summon it, I think, at least as often as Dante to just get out the back row to make my safe plays. It's just like 2-8 defense is still good. I even have like opponents where it's dead on the field, like just destroying 2 back rows and getting Burning Abyss effects is pretty good, in my opinion. Then 2 Break Swords. I absolutely dislike this choice. 1 was enough. I never summoned the second one. It was like on Friday evening. It was a Mech Equip Engineer, which would be, in my opinion, the better card. I had like a few situations where Mech Equip would have been much better than just the second Break Sword. And the last one, F-Zero. Yeah, it's F-Zero. Not too much to say about that. And there was also a point, like most of my Cosmo opens, which play planets, they just open with planet in attack position, and it was like, okay, so that's 4,000 damage, like, I take that. Yeah, also 15, no extra deck errors. Then for the side deck, I played good old Ghost Reaper. I basically boarded it just for the mirror match, and it won me a game. I went second, had it opening hand, so it was game over at this point, just to banish the Dantes. Yeah. Then 1 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre was pretty good this weekend, because I like it against Island Cosmo, especially destroying Island is pretty strong in my opinion, as they already used the effect, so they can't reuse it. It's also good against Monarchs in my opinion, especially Domain, because they will play greedy, like even if they have the material to go for 2 tribute monsters, they just will try to get greedy with domain and reveal a monarch from their hand. If it just goes over the domain, most of the times they don't have a second one. So the main problem about domain monarchs is gone, and you just can't play your game. Yeah. Then Flying Seas.
WCQ 3 will start now.
Also.
Registration public event für the WCQ 3.
Also for the mirror match, it was okay. Like, I had one mirror match and completely destroyed him because I think, opening was like 1 Flying Sea and 1 Ghost Reaper. There was absolutely nothing he could do at this point. Then 3 Fockings. He's basically the reason why I'm also playing like 3 Kalkap, double Barbar and stuff like that. Because if Domain Monarch is opening with a return, Stormforth, Ether Hand, like pretty good, there's not that much you can do as a Burning Abyss deck, and the only way to really win it is like summoning the Focking with 2/8 or more attack. So they have no out to get over it. If it's a 2/8, they can make like pretty wasting play with using 2 domains in the same monarch to double it, but then they just lost like a domain, a monarch, and they have already used their normal sum, so they can't play anything else. So even if I get a 2/8, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, I just played 1 monarch this weekend in the top 8, and lost against it. So then the Gaia Dragon. I basically boarded it against XYZ Monarchs and Burning Abyss because I board also 2 enemy controllers. So if they cherry blossom me in the mirror match or in the XYZ Monarch matchup, I just need to make damage because I won't win any resources battles. So just try to kill them as fast as possible. And if you can take a Beatrice or in the XYZ Monarch matchup, like one of their rank 5 exceeds, which are quite often on the field, it's pretty good. Just summon the Gaia Charger over it. And the second F-Zero was basically for the Cosmo matchup. I never used it, so I would probably cut it. Don't like it that much. Then to enemies, like I said, for the I also decided it for the domain matchup, domain monarch matchup, because they're playing matches this week and stuff like that, and they don't have that many outs. And with enemy controller, you can use it, just turn it in defense and run over it, or to turn a prime into attack position to make more damage. So it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Could consider playing 3 over like the F-Zero. And then I was a little bit afraid of, or I had like 1 or 2 spaces left in the side deck, and I wasn't too sure about the mice decks because I have like 3 Maxis that have to get out of the main deck. And up to that point, I didn't have like, I just have like Ghost Ogre to side in, so I needed 2 other cards for the main matchup, for the mice matchups. So I just played the third MST, which was pretty good, and the 1 Galaxy Cyclone, especially as you. With Galaxy Cyclone, you get also away 2 back rows, but without discarding anything. And that's pretty good. Just it would suck against Necro Valley, but against Rivalry and all that stuff would be pretty good. That's it basically. Also 15 cards in the side deck.
Okay, so do you have any shoutouts, any final words you want to say?
Sure. To Complexity Card Gaming. And again to Luke Randy to get that he gave me the idea with this Raid Raptor thing. It was pretty cool to play it. Just the surprising factor was also pretty cool when you're open, like just read the card and oh, I can't do anything against it. It was pretty cool.
Okay, so thanks a lot for the interview.
Thank you.